All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It's TheoTRADE Chat. It's Don Kaufman here. It's Thursday morning. It's cold where I'm at. I've got the full woolly mammoth gear going again. It's kind of a must-have for for me. It's chilly out there. SPOOs with 2 minutes to go to the cash open are absolutely no surprise where they're trading right now. Where are SPOOs trading? Right on the upper edge of the expected move. I talked about a few things in last night's evening video, and one of them I actually referenced was S&Ps. There was not going to be any surprises today. That effectively the idea was, let me actually bring up my drawing tool here. The idea was quite simple. We're just going to open right here, and that's exactly what we're doing. I mean, to the point we are literally we're opening literally right on the upper edge of the expected move. Not exactly what we wanted this week, but yeah, we got that going for us. So in this morning's trade, some of the areas obviously of that are moving markets. Tesla, this one's going to be worth watching at the cash open. So they come out with deliveries. Everybody expected deliveries to be quite staggeringly high. The stock initially spiked. It's actually seeing some sell side activity. Just to display, it closed last night at 459 and change. It's actually trading 470. But it's being offered a little bit lower than it was. In fact, it's quite a little reversion back down. Let's see if this thing is not attacked by order flow and early trade. You're still seeing some issues inside of Netflix. This is getting more interesting by the day. Some selling here. There's going to be follow through selling inside of Netflix. So again, what's interesting about Netflix though is the people that are unsubscribing are going to be predominantly for next quarter. You're not even going to hear about it. Let's come to the cash open here. It's all tech all the time, but there's no question that there's a handful of those tech stocks are really in play today, including the likes of Tesla. So at the bell this morning, although we're opening strong, okay, the advanced decline line, when I say we're opening strong, the S&Ps are opening strong. The advanced decline line, though, is negative. The SPX did exactly, precisely what we anticipated it to do. Okay, so we hit the upper edge of the expected move. And the moment you hit the upper edge of the expected move, chicken's done. And what that basically means when I the chicken's done, like what the hell is he talking about? This should mellow out on here. I mean, there's some price action initially inside of some of the trade this morning, but price should kind of mellow out, kind of ebb and flow directly on this line. So once again, week in and week out, not only are we hitting the upper end or lower edge of an expected move, okay, but we're doing it with fierce consistency week in and week out now, and literally adhering to it. So we'll see how this actually plays in the next couple of moments. Again, the moment you hit this upper edge of the expected move, when I say like something, and again, when like the chicken's done, I just basically mean we're just going to trade on the line. We're literally going to trade on that line for a period of time. Let's get crazy. Maybe we threaten to break a little higher, but we'll come right back to it, and we'll threaten to break lower, and we'll come back to it. There's only a few points of freedom on either side of this, but truth is that's when markets get kind of mellow, and that's exactly what we should see in this particular case. In other news, you're still seeing some sell side activity in the financials, which is beneficial for us as, again, I've got a Bank of America spread on. The Bank of America spread is officially in the money. It's in the money by 40 cents. We're still down in the position. I don't want to, tell you there's no delusions of grandeur over here. We're still down in the position, okay? But this one, okay, it's kind of right on the dance floor for a close. So Bank of America, any further sell side activity inside of Bank of America today is going to be rather beneficial. What's kind of at issue though is that Bank of America is literally on its lower edge of the expected move. So I'm not asking for like, a miracle, but I'm definitely asking for a lower probability, okay, to kind of play out to some degree. And the lower probability is need to pierce outside of here a little bit further, man. Just a little bit, further. And then maybe we have that opportunity to be able to close. If you're kind of curious on Bank of America about the possibility of a roll, okay, we could pick this spread up, sell it, okay, and move it further in time. But you're also going to be faced with B of A's earnings on the 15th. So where are you going to roll it to? Okay, where are you going to roll it to, cowboy? Okay, you kind of can't. And it's problematic because I don't like dealing in and around earnings, because you take a nice structured trade and you're just like throw it to be a gamble at that point. And that's, again, not going to be beneficial for anybody. So what do you have? You have today, you have tomorrow. You need some sell side activity in Bank of America. We could absolutely close the position right now, okay? Take a 35% loss, which for the most part balances out the gain, if you will, that I had yesterday in Home Depot. Ironically, Home Depot went all the way through. Home Depot got crazy to the downside yesterday. But yeah, that's, complete and total turnaround there. XLE still actually quite beneficial for us. And I'll go through a couple more of the positions as we kind of get into it a little bit deeper this morning. But again, quite literally, there's not much, to focus on other than the line in the sand. So that line in the sand, in any given week, you're going to the upper or lower edge of the expected move. Ironically, last week we basically opened on the lower edge of the expected move. This week on a Thursday, we opened at the lower edge of the expected move. This week on a Thursday, okay, we're opening on the upper edge of the expected move. By Friday, we'll be at the lower edge. Could happen. It could happen. I've seen crazier things happen. Do you believe in miracles? That's beyond a miracle. So I also want to make a point, okay, out of trade today, and that is, wow, they're smoking Netflix. Holy crap. Smoking Netflix. Okay, I also want to make a point about trade today that it's a little bothersome the last couple of trading sessions, and that is, so the S&Ps are up some 15 points, and the NASDAQ is higher. It's actually pulling back. The NASDAQ is higher and pulling back. The volatility, okay, has been extraordinary and consistent. Volatility is not backing off in the volatility futures. So the marketplace is definitely promoting the idea that some more two-sided action is actually coming to this marketplace. And that's very likely even in today's trading session. So, buyer beware in a few of these products. Okay, all you have right now is literally this handful of tech stocks. Even when you start looking at the advanced decline line right now is about a 50-50. Okay, but anything that matters in here, other than maybe Caterpillar, holy crap, that's a move. Okay, anything that really matters in here is, what's really driving markets today. So, okay, Nvidia, obviously Nvidia smashing to highs, which, by the way, for those of you interested, we closed the Nvidia trade. So I opened up an Nvidia trade this week, a bullish trade. We closed half the position. I said to everybody in chat, you close at minimum half the position. Okay, if you have anything left, close them if you got them. Close them if you got them. If you have anything left in there, that is a wildly profitable trade. I closed all but one in this particular account. Bear with me here for a second. So I'm going to be closing the rest of this. I'm actually going to put it in a 390 offer. Okay, he used 390 offer. He shoots, he scores. That's a huge percentage gain. If you're kind of curious about some of the order flow in here, there we go. So we bought them, we bought them. Okay, just this account's got a 3 lot in it. So I paid basically buck 47, buck 45, closed for 230, closed for 390. So on a percentage basis, these are huge, huge returns in a short period of time. And I strongly urge you, get the hell out right now of Nvidia, because the NASDAQ, okay, the NASDAQ is pulling back a little bit. The NASDAQ isn't the cause for concern. The fact is the marketplace is up and volatility is actually higher. I don't see any movement in VVIX. There's not like a lot of warning shots being fired, okay? But there's definitely some warning signs on the screen that there's going to be some two-sided trade. Don't confuse two-sided trade with me being, outright like bearish on an intraday day, intraday basis. Am I outright bearish today? I'm not. The one thing, I often look for, okay, for the rumblings of volatility is what we kind of term two-sided trade. And two-sided trade is just, hey, that's markets that go higher and go lower. Imagine that. And in the NASDAQ, interestingly enough, you're seeing the NASDAQ take a hit. And you're like, well, why is the rest of the marketplace not taking a hit? Because you're actually seeing rotations again. Okay. Ridiculous as it sounds. Okay. We're starting to see rotations again. Take a look at underlyings like Caterpillar. Okay. Yeah, is this thing like reinventing? Okay, like what the cure for cancer is found in Caterpillar? Like literally, what is going on in here? And I'll tell you exactly what's going on in here. Okay, this is just being attacked in the mornings. Okay, by algorithms. The number of shares that are trading in here, okay, is literally like, and I want to display this because it is so blatantly obvious, of what like Jeff Bierman would call like outright like manipulation and so forth. You only have 340,000 shares of stock trading. You would only need a handful of options to move these markets in here. And you're seeing exactly that. But we're talking nominal amounts of capital to move check this out, nominal amounts of capital to move a $230 billion company. So this is the next generation, if you will. Like tech right now is kind of all the rage. And the proprietary trading firms are jumping on tech and they're just kind of riding that pony every day. And they're going to ride that pony, but it's been getting sketchy lately. Okay. And you're like, oh, but Tesla's still up. Good. And then there was one, and Nvidia hasn't been up. Nvidia has been up like the last couple of days, but hasn't exactly been running. But what I've started to notice is some of these firms are like proliferating out. By the way, these firms don't give two beeps about you or about where they're going to make money. They don't give a damn, right? I just want to make that clear. So they start to proliferate out, to other products. And I've noticed like Caterpillar is absolutely one of them. So you'll start to see stocks that it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And you realize they're just shoving, some size, down a very, very small pipe. So it's literally like trying to put the golf ball through the goal, the garden hose is what Caterpillar is today. And that's, again, pretty consistent. So you get this big boom, initially, and then there's nothing to support it in there. Nevertheless, as I was displaying a moment ago, some of the volatility, pretty funky out there today for the marketplace that's up. The S&Ps are starting to drop, but people, as I said, the S&Ps are starting to drop. We're still basically hooked on here. That's the happy place. Any further sell side activity, and no, then there's going to be a bit of more of a precipitous drop. The question though today is, if you start to sell off, does the advanced decline line start to really correlate? Okay, and then again, I got out of Nvidia. Look what happened into Nvidia. There's a lot of people getting out of crap today. I bet you if I look at Nvidia right now, they're selling calls. And I have not looked at this. But they're going to start selling calls in here. So it's actually fairly equal right now. Let's see if they come in and rush this marketplace and start selling calls. And what that is, the traded at the bid or below may actually increase and surpass traded at the ask or above. So look for it, because again, that order flow has completely flipped over in the last couple of seconds. And this is a significant move. Like I wouldn't just, brush over it. It was 191 only to, 189. It's an underlying that only has, I say only has a 42 vol. Like this isn't Tesla. Okay. Tesla's a wild child. Okay. Speaking of Tesla, it's completely reversed on the trading session. So the deliveries came out. And by the way, I don't really care like the deliveries, what they were and so forth. But the reversal inside of Tesla today, okay, this is important because Tesla has been approaching its all-time high. A reversal today, if it reverses today, specifically inside of Tesla, every market technician is going to come out screaming and go, it's a double top, okay? They are. So be careful in that product because they start screaming it's a double top. People start to believe their own BS, and away we go to the downside. By the way, speaking of deliveries of Tesla, look, neither here nor there. They were good. They weren't as good as some people actually anticipated. I saw some wild estimates, but you have to realize Tesla's now they're not going to sell a car for like the next month, which means it's a really good time to buy a Tesla. By the way, Tesla, though, you don't go into like a dealership. There's no negotiation. Okay. Would you like this Model 3? It's $42,000. You go, I'll take it in red. They go, well, that's another $1,000. There's no negotiation, which I appreciate. If you walked in and like tried to buy an iPhone, you're like, I don't want to pay $1,100. I only want to pay $999. Okay. Well, then you, sir, need to go down the street and buy one of those damn Android phones. Yeah, I made fun of you, Android people. Okay, the hell's wrong with you? I don't really like Apple, but I'm not getting on that damn Android thing. Okay, by the way, the phones are better for Android. They are, but it still runs on Android. Okay, it's still Google. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not. No, not going to happen. Okay, not going to happen. But so. Posting the deliveries in the chat room. Okay. I intentionally refuse to do that. Like, I don't care. I don't care because if you look at this, so the deliveries were really good. It's record high, right? Okay. Oh, everybody's going, it's all priced in. Nothing matters anymore. Do you really think like that? I heard an economist, they're like, this marketplace, how can it possibly go forward when it's not getting the jobs data from the federal government? I'm like, oh, it'll go forward just fine. Okay. The big circle of life trade between Nvidia and all of the friends out there, okay, of OpenAI and CoreWeave, they'll be just fine. Okay, no one gives a damn. The delivery numbers do not matter anymore. Like if there was a shocking number that was like really, really high or really, really low, yes, it's gonna move the market, but you have got to get through your head. Who cares? The numbers today were record high. The stock is reversing. So why? Okay. Oh, because you always want to put, okay, a script, if you will, a reasoning to it. But does that really make a bit of difference? Does anybody give a damn? Okay. What we are like, oh, the deliveries are record high right up until the stock actually reversed. And then, of course, if the stock sells off today, everybody's going to call it, okay, the double top in here, as I was saying a moment ago. But it doesn't matter because you can't trade at the speed of the professionals, meaning that, okay, even if you knew the deliveries beforehand, like literally, if you had those deliveries in your hand last night, okay, would you have been able to make a viable trade off of it? Anybody? Okay. By the way, this is the thing with like, people talking about like Congress and Congress trading. Okay, trading off of insider information, okay, maybe. But even if you had deliveries last night on Tesla, you still could not have justified what the move was going to be today. Sorry, you would not have been able to justify this move. It's impossible, okay? And it's again, the only one that's really right is Nancy Pelosi. That one I'll give you. Maybe she's really good at this, okay? It might be. Maybe she did find her calling. Okay. Doesn't matter if you like her or not. It's not political. Okay. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just simply saying, okay, people think like, all these people in Congress have insider information. Okay. Have you seen the statistics of people in Congress that trade? Okay. They're worse than retail clients. It's all BS. You're being fed BS by the media, and it just pisses me off to no end. Nancy Pelosi has outperformed. There's no question about that one. Nancy Pelosi absolutely has. She's outperformed the S&P like every single year. They've been involved over there. Okay. But anyway, we'll push that one aside for a moment. Okay. But in any crowd, like if you actually looked at a retail crowd and you had 100 people, you're going to have one that's outperforming the rest of the crowd. Okay. We will call that one Nancy. Then you will have one that'll be like underperforming the crowd. Okay. And that could be, AOC. Well, no, she's outperforming too. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make with this one, okay, is you can have all the information you want. You still can't justify necessarily price action in markets. And that's why, like, I've always been a big believer is make, insider trading, like legalize it and everybody knows everything. And because information right now is almost impossible, okay, to keep under wraps. It's really, really difficult out there to keep anything under wraps. Okay, so Tesla right now is still technically still up on the trading session. And the reason I'm spending some time on this is because, well, this one matters today. This one matters today because look where it is. It's the upper edge of its expected move, reverting back off of it. But it's Tesla and Tesla alone that really drove order flow to markets yesterday. I mean, yesterday the marketplace belonged to Tesla. Onward and upward. Okay, this is a significant reversal. Okay, today, a very significant reversal. I'm watching it out of the corner of my eye. Okay, take a look at Broadcom. So big reversal, and that reversal came like I couldn't draw a more finite line to where it came from. It literally reversed right off the upper edge of the expected move, the pullback. It's now basically unchanged in the week. So there is a degree of again, of a reversal underway. And that's what I was saying this morning. Immediately, I was calling for two-sided trade. This is what I mean, okay? Two-sided trade, though, can, okay, just continue to see some wild sell-side activity. That is going to largely be predicated, though, on where we are with Nvidia. Like I can see everything else starting to get pulled back here just a little bit, though. Let's not get crazy, okay? But Nvidia is starting to pull back a little bit. Nvidia would have to be negative on the day. Then you look at Meta, okay? Meta has been getting hammered. It actually clawed back today and is reverting back in. So this is a completely different picture, okay, than you saw, 19 minutes ago. Completely different. The pullback now is also pulling us off, okay? We're right at the cusp of coming completely off this upper edge of the expected move. So a couple of trades I have to kind of recap in here. Bank of America is coming very, very close to its expiration. That's the trade we have to focus on. As we're seeing the marketplace pull back, you're seeing the S&Ps pull back, okay? There's an attempt right now to rotate, okay? Pivot. We were talking about that the other day that nobody remembers. That was from Friends, okay? They moved the giant couch, like Ross's couch. They moved, all right, okay? I was in college during those years. It was the 1990s. Thursday night in college, okay, was actually here in Flagstaff. I'm in Flagstaff again, okay? I moved quickly. It's only a 2-hour drive. I let the market close yesterday. I went and I worked out. I decided I'm going to Flagstaff. Actually, I'm up here because we're building something special. I have a house up here in Flag, and we're still kind of getting things settled. By the way, tomorrow morning, as long as the technology works, I will take you through my computer system. I've been promising that for a while, but I'm just literally I'm going to broadcast tomorrow morning from my phone. Okay, so I'm actually going to broadcast from my phone, and you'll be able to see like the computer system in here. But I'm also building another AV thing. I have to have a buddy come up and actually help me build it. So the house is set up for like a home theater, and I'm going to build it today. By the way, I don't hire people to do that stuff. It pains me, but I actually kind of like anything tech related. Like, I don't mean tech related like software. I hate software. Okay. I don't want to be a developer. I don't want to sit in front of the computer and burn for 30 hours straight. But today, we're going to build a little home theater. It's going to be sweet. Okay. I don't have a Tesla truck. All right. Okay, speaking of my Tesla, So I was going to drive up here. Look at this. I was going to drive up to Flagstaff yesterday, and the my Model S, both rear tires were shredded and ripped open after only 8,000 miles. I don't drive crazy. I have 3 kids, okay? And it's I'm writing a strongly worded letter to Michelin right now, which they'll probably laugh at me. But actually, I am writing to Costco because I bought those tires at Costco. Okay, so yesterday was a rough day for Don. It was $2,600 of tires, on the car to be able to come back up here. Okay, yeah, yeah. No coffee today. Yeah, yeah, no coffee. That's right. All right. The again, look at this wild and woolly two-sided trade hitting the tape right now. I like it. It's a nice little pullback. What I don't like is the pullback is being met with some buy side, okay, in some of the financials. So again, I'm watching Bank of America very, very carefully because let me give you the probabilities behind this. So we have a spread on. The spread is 50 cents in the money. So let me just be very, very clear. The spread's in the money. It must be closed by tomorrow afternoon. Okay. The I didn't do it to the tires, man. Okay. By the way, my tires, this is my 3rd set of tires, and I'm about to hit 20,000 miles on the car. It's my 3rd set of tires. What you save in gas, you spend on tires. That should be the Tesla logo. I remember when I first got a Tesla, people were like, "Are you into the environment?" I'm like, "Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm into the environment. I want to go 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, and I'm very much into the environment. That's why I own it." People ask that. Okay. I've owned a Tesla now since 2018. I've owned a Tesla long enough, okay, that people in diesel trucks used to cut me off, okay? Like, the crazy, like, right-wing people would be like cutting you off. You're like, what the hell, man? Diesel coming all over the car. But I've owned a Tesla long enough, okay, that a guy in a Prius, this is a couple months ago, was screaming at me. A guy in a Prius. I will take the guy in the Prius screaming at me over the nut in the gigantic truck, okay, which is it's good stuff. By the way, I have other cars. It's quite spectacular. Yeah, quite spectacular. By the way, they looked at everything on my car and they were like, "Oh no, these just the tires just completely came apart." And then they started blaming COVID. Dead serious. They said tires came apart. They said during COVID, people didn't know what the hell they were doing and produced really poor tires. And I'm like, I just drove my family in the car for 150 miles the other day. I'm like, I'm a little pissed off about that. I don't even care about the $2,600. The fact tires actually came apart like that is incredible. All right, onward. So it's all good. The wheel alignment's perfect, man. Okay. By the way, yeah, no, I have one gas powered car. Okay. I keep one gas powered vehicle, one on here and one on the island, just in case the world comes to a crashing halt. I must have a gas powered vehicle. My wife, that's like her only like thing. And she's like, you have all the Teslas you want. She's like, you buy one of every single model. She goes, but you will have one gas powered vehicle. And I'm like, okay. All right. What am I drinking that's blue? Okay. I'm not drinking anything that's blue. Blue. Okay. This stuff looks like mud. Oh, maybe it's actually the lighting in here. I have lighting. Okay, you can't see that, but I have lighting. You'll see it tomorrow, though. Again, tomorrow I'm going to broadcast directly from my phone. It'll be kind of crazy. So you'll get to see Flagstaff, Arizona. Take a look. So Bank of America is hanging out lower. Take a look though right now. I think you'll find this interesting. The ticks started ripping higher when the marketplace was selling off. So it's a rotation right now. And that means they're going to probably buy energy or try to buy energy, which they absolutely are buying energy because I can see it. And the attempt was to buy financials. It depends on how serious some of the sell side activity can get, because what can happen is if Tesla continues to sell off, if it pulls Nvidia under, it's going to pull the whole S&P 500 down, and then the advanced decline line will start to cave. There might be some really good trades as this day kind of progresses. But I kind of feel like, is this a turning point? Not necessarily, but I kind of feel like, again, there is definitely some activity in this tape, specifically related, of course, to some of the big tech stocks here. So in Nvidia, what I was looking for, okay, along with Tesla, is look at the number of calls. I told you the number of calls traded at the bid or below is going to start to exceed, if you will, apologize. This number is exceeding this number now. They're selling calls. People are bailing right now, Nvidia, okay, in Tesla. Okay, there's no question. Look at the number of calls now that are being sold in Tesla. Okay, order flow is all that matters. This is the driver of the marketplace. Okay, I can look at the chart till you're blue in the face. You ain't gonna see a damn thing, right? On an intraday basis, okay, intraday. And I'm not making fun of Gianni, for instance, gets long a product for a couple of days, a week, but on an intraday basis, order flow is what matters. And this is the same stuff that Brandon's been looking at, and we've been examining this for years. But the transparency now has never been better. It's never been better. If you don't look at this tool, it's even when it's kind of an off time, this tool is actually helping tremendous amount. Taking a look at Broadcom, Broadcom, not a lot of activity in here, but okay, wild trade this morning. Just reversed from 338, a full $10. Speaking of reversal. Okay, I mentioned this yesterday. Okay, it's look, I don't care about the news. I don't care about your politics or whatever. People are being told to unsubscribe, okay, from Netflix, and it exploded on Twitter. Okay, by the way, I'm back to calling it Twitter. I just can't call it X. Okay, we went through this, but I can't call it X. On Twitter, okay, Elon Musk is on a campaign to destroy Netflix. Okay, and or build a new Netflix. So that would be interesting. Could you imagine an entire network of streaming run by Elon Musk? I have to be honest with you, okay? He's a total nut. I don't mind saying he's a nut. He is a nut, okay? But the guy is actually got a damn good sense of humor. I don't care whether you like him or not, okay? It's my kind of sickness a little bit. Everything has to have some degree of amusement, okay? Or he doesn't want to do it. Can you imagine him running like a Netflix over there? Okay. How perverse would that be? I don't know. I like it. I like the idea. So yeah, it's getting hammered today. Again, and the order flow in here is very decisive. It's very negative. There's people buying puts inside of Netflix. So back over to activity and positions. Once again, I do want to display a few aspects in here. I did close the rest of my Nvidia trade. You should be 150, 200, even almost 300% return in there by the time it's over and done with. But we got out when the getting out was good of Nvidia. Bank of America is now only down 26%. It is headed the right direction. Okay. We have two spreads. I don't mind saying this. Gold, I'm getting killed in gold. I'm getting killed in gold. Okay. I could actually reverse that in one day. Why? The same thing was happening in Home Depot. And I remind people when they get pissed about a certain trade, remind you, Home Depot, okay, we got in here. Every single day we were wrong except for one. And that one took us back to profitability. Bank of America, pretty much every single day, okay, the last 3 days has actually helped us out. We're not profitable. I don't want to, there's no victory lap in here. I'm not profitable, okay? But I'm sure as hell coming back. I'm only down 22% right now. And I like it, okay? I'm not going to roll the trade. There's nothing to roll to. I'm not going to roll to next week. So I'm going to sit with the trade till later today and see if it actually comes to fruition. From a probability point of view, if you look at probability of touching, okay? To get your money back, there's almost a 70% chance, okay? It's almost a 70% chance okay, of some degree of profitability. For full profitability, it's about a 40% chance right now. You could get to actually 49.50 and still have full profitability on this trade. That would be basically almost a 50% return at 49.50. So take what the defense gives you. It's a last minute trade, but okay, learn to hold stuff. That's what you're in here for. That's what these spreads let you do. You may hate gold. I hate gold right now. It's killing me. Okay. You may hate Google. Google's down 54%. It's got 8 days left. It's coming down to the wire. XLE, we're right on the dance floor in XLE. Just don't worry. What I have to focus on right now is, well, I'm going to put some more trades on. Yeah, got to get some more trades going in here. I would love to short Caterpillar. I'm serious. I'd love to short Caterpillar. This earnings, though, is coming up too soon. Quick reversal to the downside. There's a few products in here that I'd like to jump on, but earnings are going to impede upon the marketplace once again. So in this next hour, I do have to. It's Thursday. I have to jump off because I'm going to go to the Shadow Clocks mastermind here in just a moment. So Shadow Monkey Boy, week 3. But right now, you are going to be left with the likes of Tony Rago. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Rago.
1 second.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm going to wait quietly for him, drink my coffee over here.
I had the lights off, so it was a little dark in here. Apologize.
It's all right. It's all right. You know what? I actually have a new camera today. I'm using a new camera. Does it make me look special? Too zoomed out?
You're a little zoomed out.
I am a little
I like
zoomed
it
out.
though.
I haven't screwed with it too much yet. You know what? I almost don't like it because the clarity is so good. Like, look, man, it's like, 5:36 in the morning when you go live. Like, it's not a good look for anybody.
It isn't. I honestly do not have my camera on in the futures room because it's just I'm up at 4 a.m., man. I mean, I'm bright-eyed, but it doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't. It does not feel good. Yeah, no, I get up 4 a.m. You know what really sucks though is like on the weekends now, like you can't really sleep in. I can't. Like I'm usually out of bed even on the weekends by like 6:30, 7 in the morning and be like, that's sleeping in. And I'm usually up like looking at my phone, pissing off my wife at some point.
Yeah.
You get up early on the weekends? You go for a bike ride?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just up early in general. So yeah, definitely go for a bike ride. That's really the only time I get to ride.
Oh, the weather.
The weekends.
Well,
because it's been so hot here in the afternoon.
It's still pretty brutal, huh? I mean, it's changing.
It's getting better. No,
yeah.
It's definitely getting better now.
Yeah, I'm not freezing, but I'm pretty close to it. It was like 40 degrees when I woke up, and I totally zoned out. I got in here yesterday, I don't know, like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and it was like 68 degrees in the house. I just left it, like I didn't even think about it. I woke up this morning and it was 62 degrees inside the house because I forgot to turn the the heat on. That does not occur to me. It just did not occur to me. 62, by the way, is freaking cold. I woke up and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And especially cold when yesterday I was in 100 degrees. So the mountains, it is crazy in here.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, constantly.
I'm coming out. I'm gonna come out there, bring the bike, and take you out on some trails, dude.
So let me tell you something. Before we do that, I'm getting up here like a week before just to acclimatize. Because just today, right before I was live, I was like, I ran upstairs to go get another like cup of coffee. Like I fully like sprinted just this, whatever, one flight of stairs. I got to the top and I'm like, there's every possibility that I could pass out right now. And my cardio is actually really good. I'm really good right now, but holy crap, 7,000 feet. There's definitely some getting used to it. I'm okay now. I was like looking at my heart rate afterwards. I'm like, okay, we got to slow down. So, did you catch any of this reversal this morning, or is it shortened to the hole? Nothing you can do.
No, we caught it on ES. So this morning's play in the futures room was on the ES, away from the opening level, the cash level. So we shorted 77 to go down to previous day high, which was 69, and we got a +7 there, and then it went to 62 for the +15. So
Yeah, no. By the way, we're backing off right now through this 50. We're going to back off through the 50. You may get your golden setup here.
We
Um,
had one this morning. We had a golden setup this morning.
right in here.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it only paid us to the first target because look, when the ATR is, or
I'm
like
guessing,
right
by the way,
now,
it's right here, right? That was your
yeah,
golden setup this morning. All right. I'm
yeah,
not completely new. So
yeah,
it definitely looks like it's setting up again, but I have to tell you, it's it's edgy this morning. Um,
yeah. Well, yesterday was relentless. Yesterday
it,
was relentless.
it is, but it was a Tesla kind of a day. Nvidia basically picked up a little bit, but I'm telling you, if Tesla has any more of a reversal today, everybody's going to be screaming. It's over. It's the double top. I mean, the market technicians are just you know easy to kind of handicap out there. Speaking of which, they're really starting to hammer Netflix. I mean, this is
Yeah.
it's quite the
Yesterday,
move.
Netflix had a bad day.
Did you
Meta had a
cancel?
bad day yesterday.
Would you ever cancel your Netflix subscription?
I'm not like, yeah,
You have
absolutely.
one, right?
I have one, but
Yeah,
it's the most expensive one, and the content is eh.
I know, I know it.
They have their
Actually,
moments,
I have
but
the Apple thing for the whole family. It has like music, and it has like the Drive or whatever, Apple Drive, whatever the hell they call it, and then it also comes with like Apple TV. I don't watch too much in Apple TV though, but
same.
yeah, I mean whatever. But I have to pay for it because whatever it's like $47 a month. Like just for the storage, it's worth it because the freaking kids and their cloud usage, freaking kids in the cloud usage. A jailbroken Fire Stick does the trick. Yeah, man, but like Cody sticks, they ain't what they used to be. It's weird. You gotta spend a half an hour just to find something that's good. I actually tried IPTV. I've done it all. Done it all. I'm not saying I ever had a legal cable. I definitely had it on the island though. But whatever. It's not
Yeah,
that good. I can't watch NFL like that because it doesn't stream. So I actually get YouTube TV during the NFL season. Listen, Theo, whatever. I get YouTube TV for football. Oh, somebody else, Rodney just said that you have to for 4 or 5 months. You pay for YouTube TV. It's $80 a month, but it's freaking awesome. Like you watch
yeah.
like 4 games at one time. It's great. By the way,
I
here comes
use
the.
uh,
Go
I
ahead.
use ESPN and the NFL app for Red Zone. Red Zone used to be on DirecTV, used to be like $300.
I know.
Now it's $14 a
So I can't turn
month.
red zone on. Like my kids like freak out over red zone. Like there's too much going on at one time. And I'm like,
It
I
is.
know it's great. I'm
It's
like, I'm
super
like,
ADD.
well,
Yeah.
I'm usually like grabbing the 13-year-old, like holding his head there, and I'm like, I'm gonna make you a trader. I'm gonna make you a trader by what making watch you 6 games at one time. Yeah.
I like it.
HBO Max Showtime when I was a kid. Okay. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. By the way, I have a great story of this, and then I'll leave you alone. So when I was a kid. I was probably like 8 years old. We actually had like the illegal box that sat on top of the TV, and you had to actually go and dial the box. Right. We're living in New York or whatever, and you steal cable. That's how it was. So they called it a descrambler, said this legal box. So I was always the youngest. They're like, go change the channel. And I'll never forget this. I was like changing the channel, changing the channel. And the channels weren't numbered. It was like A, B, C, D. And you had no idea what the channel was. So you usually have to change the channel, back away from the TV. Change the channel, back away from the TV. So I changed the channel, backed away from the TV. It was a porn network. I'll leave it at that. Whole family watching it. Yet I was, what is this? Okay. On that note, it is all yours, Tony. Enjoying that. It's tough to top that one, right? 8 years old. I was
Yeah.
traumatized, man. I was traumatized. I was traumatized by a lot. I was the youngest. That was the least of my worries. All right, all yours.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. We will get started here. So just missed our next leg here. So we're breaking out of this little consolidation.